Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Green and this is another of my lessons on Algebra 1. We're looking at lesson 6, which deals with the distributive property. Now I know we did a several properties last time and we talked about the commutative and the associative and the reflective and the symmetric and the transitive property. But there's one more property, this distributive property, that you need to make certain you understand before we get into a lot of the geometry. Here I've got some Angry Birds description of it. So an angry bird is, you got these parentheses here and you got a pig with a helmet and a pig without a helmet. Okay? And they're being added together. Well, this angry bird is going to hit this pig with the helmet, plus this angry bird is going to hit this pig without the helmet. That's the distributive property. This one goes to both of the objects inside of the parentheses. The sign will remain the same, whatever sign was there. Okay? So if I took 5 times the quantity m times 12, I could take 5 times m and 5 times 12. 5 times m becomes 5m. 5 times 12, well, that's 60. And so we wind up with these distributive property being used in this situation. Okay? Let's look at it differently. So, two different forms. One of them's got a plus sign, one of them's got a minus sign. And all you got to do is say that A times B, B times C, and you put the plus sign in between. A times B, A times C, and put the minus sign in between. And that's all there is to it. Is make certain that you're keeping that sign correct that goes in there, and you shouldn't have any problems with the distributive property whatsoever. Let's try this one on multiplying by 7. What do I mean by multiplying by 7s? No one likes their 7s. No one's real good at that, are you? So let's multiply 7 times 17. Well, 7 times 17, I could rewrite that using the distributive property. The 17 is actually 20 minus 3. So 7 times 20, well, that's 140. 7 times 3, that's fairly easy. That's 21. I remember that one. And 140 minus 21 gives me 119. Can you see how easy that was to do? This, by the way, is one of the common things that they do in the Common Core. I don't know if you've heard any of the discussions out there about Common Core. This is one way of doing multiplication in the Common Core. If you can't remember 7 times 17 is 119, I mean, you have enough trouble remembering 7 times 6, right? So what we can do is we can write that second number as a distributive property rule, and then we can very easily figure it out. And that's what's going on with that type of information if you ever see it. Okay? Look, so let's look here. Angry bird, pig times pig, or king pig, pig times basic pig, and the angry bird attacks the king pig. The angry bird attacks the other pig. Right? It's distributing the pain. That's what distributive property does. Right? Now, can I combine these two together? And the answer is no, I can't, because this is a kingpin pig and this one is not a king pig. And therefore I can't add these two together at this point. Okay? And that's one of the things you've got to be aware of. A lot of the times in the distributive property that we're looking at here, these two terms can't be combined together automatically. Because normally you would say, well, according to PEMDAS, I would add the B plus the C. But if they're variables, you can't add them together. In this particular case, we've got an M and a 12. You can't multiply M times 12. It doesn't work. You get 12M, right? So what we're doing is by using the distributive property, we can break it down and get this information, 5n plus 60. And it makes much more sense. Okay? So, just want to make certain I pointed that out. Everyone's clear on this. If you have any questions, feel free to bring them to the tutoring session. Make certain you're coming to Class Connect. It will help you in the long run. Okay? So I look forward to seeing you next time.